Hey everybody, John Browning here with Pistol Creek. Today we want to talk to you about how to run a pot call. We're going to use our rusty barrel Slate call to do that. If those of you who've never run a pot call before, what we want to do is we want to start by just making it make a sound. Don't worry about calling a turkey in yet, just make it make a sound. So what I would recommend is you're going to hold the striker much like you would hold a pencil. And with our calls, I recommend that you hold it in the opposite hand that you're dominant from, in a way that you can read the Pistol Creek logo. That generally will put the sweet spot at about 1 o'clock on that call. You're then going to take the striker. You want to make for certain that you've got a slight angle to it, and we don't want to roll this striker. We don't want it to turn like this, and we don't want it straight up. We want it at a slight angle, much like you would write a pencil, write with a pencil. And then instead of trying to make a turkey sound, I just want you to make it make a sound. Just pull a straight line straight back to you. You see how it's sort of breaking? But eventually I get it worked out, and I'm making one solid tone all the way through. It's not choppy, it's not broken up. And I've just figured out the right amount of pressure to use on this striker to make a yelp on this turkey call. Now that we're getting that one single tone without any choppy through there, we're going to turn that into a turkey call. So if you'll think of a football that's cut right down the center axis, I want you to make one side of that football with your striker pointed like a pencil. That's a yelp. Applying the same pressure you did when you were making your note. Now, you can doll that yelp up by doing a lot of things. You can turn that half football into almost a fish hook. Sometimes I will actually take that half football, and instead of turning inside, I'll take my striker and turn it outside. And that, I find that allows for a little bit more rasp. See what y'all think. All right, so now we've got the yelp down. That's all you really have to have, but of course we want to do more. The next call I would work into is the cluck. And it's real simple. It's gonna be just sort of not really hard pressure, but sharp pressure, and just a quick. And you can soften it way up. Or you could get a little bit more excited. In my opinion, that's the easiest call to make, and a lot of times that's the most dominant call in the woods that the hen is using the most. Now, from there, most people want to learn to start cutting, which cutting is, in my opinion, is just a really excited cluck. We'll cut a little bit. That's cutting. That's a hen that's really, really excited. It's just like a cluck, just sped up. Now, probably one of the harder ones to master on a pot call is the purr, but it's also the deadliest in my opinion. So with the purr, what we want to do is go back to when we were first learning our pressure. And early on, we probably struggled with getting that clear single note through there, and we got it sort of choppy doing that to start with. We want to go back, and when we find that it's a little bit more pressure than what you do on a yelp, just enough pressure to let the striker grab and drag a little bit, but we don't want it to really chirp when we do it either. If we press down real hard, we just want to find that nice spot where we can just throw some clucks in there. Whoop. All right, now remember this with our calls. Your sweet spot is your sweet spot. It's what you want to hear, where you want to sound. You can move up and down on the call, and especially with the purrs, because I can get down towards the center of the call, and it's deeper. I can move way up to the outside, and it's much lighter. I like it about right 3/4 of the way out. That's where I think the cluck sounds the best. Then you can always put all of them together, and you're starting out early one morning and you're and put them all together for a sequence of calls. That's how I recommend you learn to run a pot call. Check us out, see if you can pick one up for yourself.